The coronavirus pandemic is forcing major changes to a large-scale event here in Toronto. This one's a big one for pop culture fans. The August Fan Expo Canada has been cancelled and will be replaced by a limited edition show in November. Only 25,000 tickets will be available for the scaled-down event at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. Organizers say they'll be keeping a close eye on public health guidelines and that full details will be released in the coming months. And Richard Southern joins us now for a look at some of the day's top business stories. Hey,
I'm
Richard.
have to put my Captain Picard uniform back in the closet for a couple of months.
For a couple more months. Fingers crossed you can still wear it in the fall.
Oh, I'll be wearing it one way or another. Don't worry.
Okay, maybe during our chat. So Air Canada has made some changes to its refund policy. Obviously, lots of people are not traveling. These changes kind of happen quietly. Is it good or bad for customers?
Good for some, but not for most. This is, something people are very upset about, Janella. People who have booked travel for this period or for the past 3 months, they couldn't travel because of the pandemic, and they thought, well, Air Canada will give me my money back. No, they just got a voucher for future travel, and this really has angered a lot of Canadians. So Air Canada today, what they did, they said, we'll give you a cash refund, but only if your flights originate in Europe. So there's not too many people here that will have their flights originating in Europe. And we think the only reason Air Canada is doing this is because there is a law in the European Union that requires airlines there to offer a cash refund. Janella, there is no such law here in Canada. So everyone that originates their trip here in Toronto or at a Canadian airport still only getting
they can get away with
voucher.
that. Yeah, the rules are much.
There's a lot of this, I mean, these people, they bought a non-refundable ticket. They should have known that at the outset. But at the same time, Air Canada couldn't deliver on the service, so maybe they are entitled to a cash refund. It's an interesting debate.
Yeah, I mean, the rules are much stricter in Europe in terms of customer protection, and there's been a lot of advocacy groups here in Canada who say that we just don't really care about our flyers, and the companies here are allowed to pretty much do whatever they want. Okay.
Stuff for the passengers here, no question.
Yeah. Okay, one fast food chain is jumping off the plant-based burger bandwagon, at least for now.
Yeah, McDonald's was testing a Beyond Meat meatless burger here in Canada. I actually tried it out on CityNews last September. They called it the PLT, the plant lettuce and tomato. They tested it in many of their locations in southwestern Ontario. The test has ended, and it's not on the menu. So we're trying to figure out what happened here, Janella. McDonald's says it's looking at what it learned from the test. Beyond Meat contends the test went well. The food service experts I was talking to today, they think that McDonald's might sort of rejig this, change their branding around it, but they're confident that at some point in the future, McDonald's will put a meatless burger on its menu. All its competitors currently have them. It could be the case that the pandemic right now just wasn't the right time.
I was going to say, it might be that. Did you try it? You tried it. Did you like it?
Tried it. I liked it. It tastes very convincing. There was kind of like a quarter pounder with cheese, and it kind of tasted the same as a real one. So I tried it.
I'm a fan. I mean, I haven't tried the McDonald's one, but I've tried Beyond Meat at the A&W and Timmy's when they had it. They also dropped it from their menu. So interesting to see if McDonald's will pick it up. Okay. It used to be the go-to place for children's birthday parties, but it seems the pandemic has taken a major toll on Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, the house the animatronic mouse built, filing for bankruptcy today, Janella. Of course, famous for their arcade games, their prize tokens, and their pizza. This interesting concept. It was created by the Atari co-founder, Nolan Bushnell, back in 1977. They did quite well throughout the years, but then the pandemic hit and sales tanked. It already had a lot of debt on the books before the pandemic hit. Chuck E. Cheese says it's going to continue to operate its locations while it goes through bankruptcy. That mouse, by the way, his actual name, according to the company, Janella, Charles Entertainment Cheese.
That is
and
right.
He had the interesting backstory. He was an orphan who celebrates other kids' birthdays because he couldn't celebrate his own. Kind of a dark backstory there.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Very dark. Janella, you and I are back just a little bit after 6:30. We're looking at some interesting news for library fans in the city.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thanks.